Okay, as I hope you remember, to log in, we are going to go right into the log. You will put in your username. You're going to put in your password that was given or generated for you, or you actually made, and then you'll get into your class. At that point, you come down here to your class that you'd be going into, the Global Leadership Certificate course. And on that course, we now would find the date where our workshop is. If that's right here, we would then find in activities coming up here, also in upcoming events, would be our Wiz IQ live chat workshop or live chat class or whatever it's labeled. You would click on that workshop and it would tell you how to join the class. Now it indicates it's upcoming, and this one will be available at 5:15 coming up, and you would click on the join class. Right now it's going to tell you that it is not available yet. Let's see, I believe, and it'll actually tell you when it will be available. It would then let you, are you sure you want to leave? Yes. It would then bring you into the class just like this. Okay, when you go into your class, it's going to be open like this. This is the basic setup format for the live virtual class. Now, I can have the video options up here and the audio options. When you first go into the class, you're actually going to see a settings module. To test your speakers, you would click on here. And to test your microphone, you want to see the green energy going into your microphone. And you can see, put a little light on the subject and look up at the camera for the webcam, but I'm staying out of the webcam right now. You can do that, put on your webcam, and you'll see that in the little corner up here that you're displaying your webcam. Then if you did have a problem with your microphone, you could check to see other microphone connections, and then you could go into your control panel. This is Windows 8, but in Windows 7 you get a control panel too, to test your sound to make sure everything's hooked up properly. Now, by the way, the volume is pretty extraordinary. It's pretty good. So you really don't have to have it hiked up to the full to get the best volume on it. You can crank it down quite a bit. For this purpose, since I'm recording in the tutorial, I'm cranking it up all the way. And you can play with your speakers on the recording side. Now, good to go. At that point, the student would come into class. In our tutorial case here, we're going to have the A student come in. You're going to see continue to virtual classroom like you saw before. And this time, instead of telling you that the class is not ready, it's actually going to have you come into the class, and by punching that launch button that you punched before, and a student now is online. You could pull down the same menu like I did before for the settings. You have that same capability right there, and actually it'll say start your video when you pull this down. And if you start your video, actually you'll see that's the student, you as the student in the video. We'll close that down. We can stop your video right here. You'll see a start, and then you'll see a stop. Okay, and then another menu up here is a student. You'll see ability to raise your hand and or not. When you raise your hand, that comes up here. The teacher will acknowledge you. You could then speak or do whatever you wanted to do relative to that class. And then down here, if you wanted to type in a quick message, I have a question that could be sent. That would come up, and actually that's from my side, but as a student you could type in something too, that you have a question, and that would show up as you, a student, having a question. You also could go down and you could make a personal plea between a student. Please see me after class from the professor, and that would be a private chat just to you. Then the professor will be loading content into the window here, and you would see that content on the screen like this. The professor would have the ability to move that content. You as the student could make a comment on it. You could open your mic, raise your hand, ask about it as the presentation goes through. This is an example of our leadership program. This is the first seminar class. And as it goes through, the professor could make notes on it and let you know what's going on relative to the class, maybe time-wise. See you at 5:30 tomorrow for presentations. And if you did have presentations, then and you would see, once that's clicked in, you would see that on your screen as a student. And then if you wanted the whole class to know where to go to for a link or everybody's information, that could be clicked in there, and that would then be a uh, information that you could cut and paste into your that into your browser or what have you to go to that. And the other part of the class here, the whiteboard's very interchangeable, and we could have a little poll, get a little idea of questions of what's going on. What do you think about this leadership model? And what have you? And you could answer that. So as we go along, we can be interactive on that. Again, the student could chime in and be talking and showing themselves. And in this case, I don't, I also, the professor can upload some media, and you could watch a video as it relates to the class, and the professor could set up a breakout room and send you to different rooms, create different breakout rooms for numbers of students, and that particular student could get moved into that room. Okay, and all of this can be recorded, and the recording can be paused or added as need be. So that is how you would operate as a student in the Wiz IQ. Now I'm going to recap some of the capabilities we went over in the Wiz IQ.